Okay, I have this colored sheet, and it's basically, I'm looking at the side with no lines so far. There'll be a side with lines that'll show how it all works. But I'm trying to help kids learn how to learn. And a good way to do it is to use color coding. Okay? Because when a kid gives an answer, what I want in their answer is to be a rainbow. I want all the colors that were necessary from the question, all the colors that were necessary from their learning, to be present in their answer, in their response. If the colors are missing and I can point it out, if the color's missing, then it just means you didn't get that part. Maybe you knew it, but you didn't put it in. I can either color code a question, because the question is telling me, helping me see what is necessary when I respond. So I just happen to be using these colors, and they're very symbolic. I play with this a little bit, have a little fun. For instance, in my coloring chart, I say, okay, if I ask you an evaluative, conceptual type question, a higher order question, and all you can do is give me maybe some facts, details, or leave out some story, I tell them, you're going to get a brown mark. Now, why do I use brown? They say, why brown? I say, well, look at it this way. What's brown? It doesn't smell too good. And they go, ooh, yeah. And I go, for year 12, you're going to get a shit mark. For year 11, I might say, oh, it's a crack mark. For 7 to 10, I might say, pooey. Okay? I play with this. But that's sort of a glass half empty. For a glass half full, I say, look at it this way. Okay, maybe it's a pooey mark, but that's also fertilizer. It's something things can grow. They can become blue, open to the sky. Sometimes that's the quantum leap. I have to take kids into that level. Yeah? So I use blue. For explain and analyze, I'm using other colors, pinks and purples maybe. Because in English especially, that's where I want them to get into the feeling of things. Where they're beginning to back up, why do things exist? Why is it there? And I'm getting into, well, how does it operate? What are relationships? So I'm using those colors. For evaluate, I use red. Because if you're arguing with someone and you value something, you're arguing your values on why you think it's good or bad, it's red. You get red under the collar. If I really mean it, I get purple. Yeah? But I come now to this conceptualizing and appreciating. For concept, I'm using green. Why? Because green is made up of two different things, a yellow and a blue. But when you put yellow and blue together, it becomes something brand new. And that's what a concept is for the student. It's a brand new idea. It's green. Yeah, I just use that as symbolic of that. If they can answer the question and understand the question, every step of the way, that is gold. I didn't mean it like this, but you have the green and the gold. Yeah, and those colors should be present. If a kid gives a response in my teaching, am I aware when I hear a question? Maybe I don't hear colors popping off, but I can see where people are missing exactly. And so if their essay or their answer is certain colors and the colors are missing, I can exactly point out. Let them know. Yeah. On the flip side, on this other side, I had this line of questions, these lines of how to respond. And I'm trying to show what goes on here in this diagram. Basically, I'm teaching, and they're learning. What goes up is learned last, or the deepest level goes first. All this comes to make a topic sentence or an introduction. This flows through to make the body, and this comes through to make the conclusion. You actually have a structure here. You actually have a structure here that I can, remember my fourth thing, trying to give kids a structure. This structure can be this. My answer to the question at the concept level, or as deep as I can go, can become S for statement. Yeah? My body of work must have examples. E. Sorry. I use my analysis to support it. A. When I have a conclusion, I'm trying to bring about a reorientation. A reorientation. So I have S-E-A-R. I don't care what you use. Some people like S-E-E-R, E for explanation. Some people like S-E-A-L for link. It doesn't matter. I've seen pedal. I've seen sexy. I've seen all kinds of different patterns to give kids. Whatever one you like. But at least you're helping the kids follow a structure. A beginning, middle, end. Just like any process has a beginning, middle, and end. And that's what they're trying to do. There's another reason I wanted to go over with this chart. We have to know as teachers where we stand. We as teachers stand here. I've been through the learning process myself, and now I'm passing on my learning to learners. I stand here. We stand here. We begin with I know my topic concept. I may even tell the kids the topic concept. I value the learning of this concept. I know all the parts and pieces and how they relate to each other within that concept as a teacher. By the end of it though, by the time I'm doing my revision with the kids, I'm getting to the end of my topic or unit, I want them to appreciate the topic concept. The roles switch over. You see, this exchange is what's happening. This is the way I see this is a three-dimensional movement. This really folds like this. I as a teacher stand here. What I'm doing is I'm unfolding my learning for the kids in some kind of pattern, some kind of alignment of learning. When the kid responds or the student responds, their learning now becomes the new teaching. What I mean by this is when a student, I'm standing apparently here above the kids, not by brightness. It's just I do know my topic perhaps a little better than them. So I'm standing above. When they give me a response, they are now teaching me. They're teaching me what they know. Sometimes they're teaching more often what they don't know, but they're teaching me what they know. All I'm trying to do in my teaching is help them see, because sometimes what they write, there's some things missing. Like answering the question, like maybe they didn't give me any examples, or any of the various levels. Yeah? And so if it's missing, all I do is I see it, just like looking above on Google Maps. I see all the colors that are there, or the colors that aren't there. And what I try to do in my art of teaching is try to bring an answer at the right moment, in the right place, at the right level, so that they fill it in. And as they're filling it in, they're spiraling up. Yeah. And so maybe above me, which is fantastic. When they come up with an idea I never thought of, I go, snap. Fantastic. And sometimes they do that to begin with, and they go, and they'll come up with this idea, and I go, fantastic idea, where'd you get it? And they go, I don't know. Is that important? I go, yeah. You've got to support what you know. Back it up. And I'm just helping in this process to spiral up. And that's sort of this exchange between us. This question, as I said, which lies between us, it's the pivot point between us. If we're aware in our exchange of where these questions are, then we can have a real exchange between us. Yeah? The question is the bridge. It's what relates us, even with myself.